everybody, it's Amber Marie from Forging Foundation. If you're new to my channel, I'm a former teacher turned homeschool mom. I have 3 children, ages 6, 3, and 10 months old. This is the second video in our theme of back to school for the month of August. In today's video, I'm going to share with you our family basket. Now, a family basket is similar to a morning basket, but for me, personally, I didn't want to call it a morning basket. Reason being, I don't always use it in the morning. We call it a family basket because everything in that basket is what we do when we're together as a family, whether it be breakfast, lunch, dinner, night, whenever. So let's go ahead and take a look at the basket and see what's inside.
So here's our family basket, and like I said in the intro, we call it a family basket because we use it throughout the day. So my kids know that anytime I say, hey, go to the family basket and grab this, they know what I'm talking about. It's basically another way of saying morning basket. We just don't use it in the morning. But the first 2 things that are in here are my boys' chore charts. And on here, they just have their morning chores. They do their morning chores after breakfast time, and it's actually been great because it's been giving them a routine before we start school time, and that allows me to clean the kitchen. So here we have my oldest son, who's 6. He has 6 chores, and then my younger son, who is 3, he has 3 major chores, and then this one he just helps his brother with the silverware, so it's not like a huge chore for him. He loves doing it. It's more like fun for him. So, but in the morning they do these first after we eat breakfast. Next in the family basket, we have these 2 books. And these are the books that we use for our Bible time in the morning. During breakfast time, I have this 365 Read Aloud Bedtime Stories, and this is really good because they're really 1-page stories, and they go through different stories of the Bible, and literally it takes me maybe 2 minutes to read a story. So it's really nice and quick for breakfast time. And then at the bottom they have questions that kind of test your child's knowledge of the story you read and their comprehension. So these are really, really nice. And then this one is Big Truths for Little Kids. And this is one that was lent to me by a friend and suggested for children who are younger for doing Bible time. And so this one, it has stories throughout. It follows, let me see if I can find the first page. It follows a little boy and girl, Caleb and Cassie, their brother and sister, and they have a friend, Angus, and also their neighbor, Daniel, is in it as well. There's more children in the back. We haven't gotten that far. But basically there's a story each day that we do, and it follows teaching biblical principles and biblical truths, and then at the end they go ahead and they have questions that go along with the story, kind of comprehension questions like retell the story, what happened in the story. They have a question always about a biblical truth in there as well, and then there's a section for praying at the end. Now at the beginning of every chapter there are these catechism questions, and my son's been doing really, really well with these. I will say though that after we get to a certain point, we're going to stop doing the catechism questions. Some of the catechism questions my husband and I decided are just not appropriate for our children's age at the moment. So when we get to those ones, we're just not going to read those, and we'll just practice the ones we've already gone through. So this has been a really good book. My boys love it, and I read this to them last year up to a certain point, and then if you watch my reflection video, we stopped school for a little bit. But they love this book, and my older son remembers the stories from this and is always telling me about what's going to happen next. So these have been great for our Bible time. The next thing in our basket is our Read Aloud, and I do our Read Aloud during our morning snack time, sometimes during lunchtime, depending on if we get to it during snack time. But this I showed in my Read Aloud video earlier this week, and this has been a great story, but my boys really like when I do the Read Aloud during snack because they like to listen to the podcast, The Reading Bug, which is kind of like an adventure story podcast that follows books and different themes of books. But anyways, this is the Read Aloud we're doing right now, and we do this during our snack time. But like I said, we can do it at any other time. We could do it at lunch. If we didn't get to it at snack or lunch, we could do it at night. Like, we just try and read a chapter a day. At least for the books that we're in right now, because the chapters are very short. The next thing in our family basket are my son's devotional materials, and we have the Adventure Bible for early readers, which has, it's basically the Bible, but a little more easy language in here, and my son really likes it. He likes how colorful it is. He's not able to read it fully yet, but he takes it to church with him. He's super proud of his Bible. So this is one thing that we keep in here, and anytime we're doing our devotional, we do open to the verse that we're studying in the devotional and read it in the Bible as well. So right now, this is the devotional we're using. It's called Who Created It, and it's a beginner inductive Bible study. And the authors, they have an adult and I think teen version of their Bible studies. This is the first that's like elementary age, and it focuses on just Genesis chapter 1. So what's been great about this is it follows two little kids and their dog, Cooper, Callie, and Kate, and they love to learn about the Bible. The dog loves the Bible too. It's kind of fun, and they focus on who, what, where, when, and why in each of the weeks. And one week focuses on one chapter and verse of the book. So like I said, this is focusing on Genesis chapter 1, the whole book is, but week 1 focused on verse 1. And so it talked about the different books of the Bible and different parts of the Bible. When did it happen? You know, it focuses on teaching them to really read the verse and understand what they're reading. What was the first book? Who did it? What did God do? And today we're going to be doing God is Creator. And there's a few pages for this one. But then week 2 focuses on verse 2, the Spirit of God. And it goes on like this for, let me go to the end here and find out for you. It goes like this for 8 weeks. And so this will be a nice little study for my son and I to start our school year. And he, like I said, he's really been loving it. And it really just gets him into the Word of God. And I mean, he knows Genesis 1:1 by back of his hand now, so it'll be good. Hopefully by the end of the 8 weeks, he'll know the whole chapter of Genesis 1. The last thing in our family basket is my son's reading incentive system. And basically, if you haven't watched my video on this, you'll want to check it out. I'll link it below and put it in a card up above. But he picks a book during this time. This is in the afternoon, and we go ahead and he picks a book or two, he reads it, and then we put a star next to the title, and we have a goal for the month. And like I said, you can check out the video. I go really in depth on that. But this and the Bible study time, him and I, we do that in the afternoon during quiet time when the other two children are asleep. Now, some things that are not in our family basket at the moment that I will be introducing later is character training. And that I picked up these books, a child's book of character building, book 1 and 2, and I plan on using these along with, I believe it's Character First. I'll put the link down. They have little character lessons as well, and I plan on using these in the morning and just having like time where we talk about different character traits that we want to build that God, you know, that would glorify God. And we'll have like coloring pages. Since my kids are a lot younger, we'll have coloring pages while I'm reading some of the things, and maybe some hands-on activities that practice it. But I just plan on focusing on one character trait, not every month, but every so often, just until I see my kids really showing that they understand the trait and that they're, you know, practicing it often. Then we'll move on to another one. I do plan on picking up some read-alouds as well to kind of help with those, because my kids love books. So any picture books that are focusing on the character trait that we're going to be doing, that's what I'll be doing as well. 2 more things that'll be making an appearance in the family basket are our science unit for whatever one we're working on, and then our history unit. So this year, and I'm not going to flip through these because I'm going to be doing their own videos, but these have stories in them, and so what I'm going to do is read that story while my boys are coloring a page or working on one from this little, whoops, that's the map, from this book right here, and that's going to be in there as well. And then the science unit is another one that will be in there, just so that we have it, because these both are going to be subjects that I do as a family. Even though my 3-year-old won't really get much out of it, I want him to feel like he's part of our school time, because he doesn't really participate in our math and reading time. He does his own little things. So this kind of brings him into the fold a little bit and allows him to have some time in our homeschool.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if it was, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about the basket or what was inside of it, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos just like this one. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.